What do you think? Is beauty a subjective or an objective thing? Because I personally believe that it is subjective, although at the same time the influence of the society cannot be denied. For example, I remember a documentary about a jungle tribe that has quite different view on the personal beauty than we have. They carry a stick in their mouth. They punch a hole just beneath the lower lip, and they put a stick in it. And apparently the thicker the stick, the prettier they are. And it's not even just that. Because we don't carry the stick, they think that we are not beautiful. I guess that different groups of people in different places, in different times, had different views on beauty. For example, I do remember my previous life in Japan many years ago, and in my circles geishas were very much appreciated. And I don't know, because I don't remember if they knew or if we knew that the white powder they used for their makeup, especially on their faces, that white powder was highly toxic. But today we are living in a highly technological society. We know how to measure toxicity for anything. So nowadays, cosmetic companies only produce what we really need, and they always use best and safest ingredients, because our well-being is their first priority. Okay, guys, sorry for that. In today's world, cosmetic is produced by international corporations owned by investment funds and other stakeholders, and their only interest is profit. Now, I don't want to say that we should not use cosmetic products at all. I guess if we would only shower once a week with cold water and no soap, that would certainly not be beneficial for our social life, and probably it would not be beneficial for our health. But what I am trying to say is that maybe we should try to use less products, and that we should be more picky about the products we choose. For example, when I was younger, I was living near Italy, and I was watching quite a lot of Italian television. So I was a big fan of products that were propagated on Italian television, because commercials do work. If commercials would not work, companies would not invest all that money in commercials. And sometimes we think that commercials are there to help us choose between one product and another. That's just part of the story. There is another part. Let me try to explain. I have a friend that was a friend of an importer of a well-known brand of seafood products. One day we were sitting at the bar talking. In those days there was quite a war going on between two other importers of seafood for two other brands, and that marketing war was so intense that their commercials were everywhere. on every TV station, on every radio stations. They were really everywhere. So we asked this friend, how come you did not increase your commercials? Aren't you at least a little bit worried? So he said, we are a well-established brand. We don't need to increase our marketing budget. We did not decrease it either. But because the other two are so heavily invested in commercials, our sales of our products increased dramatically. We never sold this much as we do now, because now all of a sudden everybody wants seafood, and because we are a well-established brand, they usually buy our products. But the difference between before and now is that now everybody wants seafood. So you see, commercials don't always try to sell us things that we already need. Too often they are trying to sell us things that we don't need. When I grew older, I moved to the capital city of Slovenia. I did not watch Italian television that much anymore, so my preferences about cosmetics somewhat changed. In one particular case, I settled for a well-known brand. It is a renowned brand, a worldwide known brand of deodorants. They produce everything, but I used their roll-on deodorant for quite some time. And I started to notice something. My t-shirts were melting. They started to melt and then glue again at the same spot, and that was going on for quite some time. I really understood that there is something wrong going on when using those t-shirts was starting to get uncomfortable. Yes, we people do sometimes need quite a long time to understand certain things, because when it started to get uncomfortable, only then it dawned me, if this deodorant is doing this kind of damage to my t-shirt, what kind of damage is it doing then to my body, to my skin? So I switched products and I started to use a natural homemade deodorant. And homemade natural deodorants do work, but that particular one and my skin, they did not work well together. So I switched again to the next best thing that I knew at the time, and that was deodorant roll-on from a shop based on crystals. It was way more natural than most, but not totally natural. And I'm still using that one. So you see, what I'm saying is not that we should stop using cosmetics. We should maybe start using them less. For example, when I was much younger, I had a friend that had a girlfriend at the time. She was 19 years old. The first thing she did every morning when she wake up was to run into bathroom, to put all the makeup on, and only then she allowed anyone to see her. Now, if we start using makeup when we are 20, when we are 40, we need all that makeup and then some, just to cover up all the damage that makeup did in all those years. And I do believe, I honestly do believe, that that person would still look decent even without makeup, even at 40. But our society is so conditioned by some universal rule of what beauty should look like that we are afraid to be ourselves. This universal rule is quite ridiculous sometimes. If I give you an example, you can find this rule on computers. It started with pictures that were so heavily photoshopped that it was ridiculous. And now, in last 2 years, more or less, we have pictures generated by AI. And AI is trying so heavily to make them objectively beautiful that they are grotesque. I think that humans have to realize that they are beautiful because they are humans. We do not need all these cosmetic products just to feel good about ourselves. But how do we get there? Maybe we can start using less where and when we can. I'll give you an example. If you are a woman and you are painting your toenails, maybe you can stop painting them during winter. Nobody will notice. If your husband doesn't like it, he'll survive. And then maybe you can realize that you don't have to paint them even during the summer. And then maybe you can find something else that you don't have to do. So let me say this again. I'm not saying that we should not use cosmetics, that we should not use makeup. I'm just saying that too many times we are using too much, and that too many times we don't pay enough attention about toxicity, that we are not searching for better, safer, more natural alternatives. And at the end of the day, why do we even use makeup? I may not be the best representative of men. I worked in IT, maybe in the marketing department it's different, but I never in my life heard a man saying, wow, that woman is so nice because she is using that and that lipstick, or wow, that woman is so nice because she is using that and that mascara, or something similar. I never heard that. I did, on the other hand, saw women that were using makeup in a wrong way, and they were laughing stock for the whole village. So maybe it's time for a change. And I don't mean that everybody should change, because everybody will not change. But maybe we can help each other. Maybe if you are a man, tell a woman that she's beautiful because of what she is, because of who she is, and that she doesn't need artificial enhancements to be beautiful. And even if you cannot help others, you should certainly help the one that matters the most. That is you, my friend. Because we really can only help ourselves, and we really can only change ourselves.